Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Profit Ada for one more learning video tutorial. So today we are going to convert a formula into code, and that will be our EMA, exponential moving average. So in my previous video I talked about technical analysis library in pandas, that is pandas TA. Okay, and TM is technical analysis. And one more video which I talked about, that is TA lib. Okay, talib, technical analysis library. Okay, so now pandas TA and talib, it's one and the same. Okay, so now which we are doing is we are taking the formula and we will convert them into code. Okay, so that's we are doing. Okay, so we are doing this from scratch, and for benchmark we will utilize this pandas TA as well. Okay, so I've already the code is ready with me. So I'm ready with my historical data. Okay, I set my path. Okay, and I'm ready with my access token. So each and everything is perfect. Now what happens, we will check one more thing. Okay, as we talked about previous, that is help. Okay, so we'll try to check the EMA. I mean, what type of help we are getting to this EMA. Okay, and we will won't go with other stuff, so we'll exit the code here. Okay, so we'll check it, the ta.ema. Okay, so let's check this stuff. So as you can see, the number of details are there. Okay, where we can see that it is explaining very well. Okay, it is just the EMA calling from the pandas TA. Just you have to give the close, and especially the length you have to give, means you have to give the period. Okay, so the exponential moving average, we can see that it is more responsive moving average compared to the simple moving average SMA. The weights are determined by alpha, which is proportional to its length. There are several different methods of calculating EMA. One method uses just the standard definition of EMA, and another uses the SMA to generate the initial value for the rest of the calculation. Okay, the weights are determined by the alpha, which is proportional to its length. Okay, so the weights, the importance which I am talking about. Okay, so as per the exponential moving average, you have to remember two things. Okay, first thing, that it is a technical chart indicator which tracks the price. Okay, so first thing is that exponential moving average. If you go with the stock price or commodity price, if you just check on that one, okay, you will see that it is tracking the price. Okay, now say what happens, it is tracking best. Okay, say I have been given, as you can see my chart in Nifty Bank. So two things are there, simple moving average and exponential moving average. Now the as you see the exponential moving average. Okay, it is the noise is a little bit less. Okay, so say suppose what happens, we have seen this stuff in our in our machine learning part. Okay, where we can see as an y and x. Okay, now what happens, if our y and x are there, so we see prices. Okay, and we just move a linear regression model. Okay, now whichever the prices is nearby, okay, we are trying to cover as much as possible. Okay, so same we can see in this stuff. Okay, it is are trying to cover as much as possible. As compared to the simple moving average, it is little bit away from the prices. Okay, so we will try to understand this first. Okay, so first of all, if you just go with moving average. Okay, so first you need to understand the average. Average means what? So whatever the observed value is there, whether 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, we are just dividing it. So whatever the length are there, say just we got 3 lengths here. Okay, 3 periods, so we just dividing by that one, and from that we are getting an average. Okay, so simple as that. So you need to understand this stuff. Now this average, so as you state as exponential moving average, so it definitely contains moving average. and I'm going to show you where we are utilizing that moving average. Okay, so here the simplest stuff, the second one which I'm talking about, it is like giving the importance to the price trend. Okay? Especially the price, it is giving the importance, okay, giving the weightage. Okay, and the weightage formula is also there for calculating, or we can say as a as a smoothing factor. So we can consider as a period factor and multiplier. Okay, so these are three factors which we use to refer. Okay, so simply we can say as a multiplier, because we gonna utilize the same thing in that formula as a multiplier itself. Okay, so we can say factor, or in this way we can refer. Now from this, as you can see, it is nearby to the closer, and it is like go checking this stuff. Okay, so now what we are doing, I just go straight away with the formula one. Okay, so if I say the EMA, okay, so especially exponential moving average has a simple formula. Okay, so that will be, say, price. So whatever the price will be there, okay, over the period of time. Okay, so that if we go through the graph, it is any of the formula or any kind of things which we are going, the price is dependent on the time, so PT. So that's it, price and time. So that's what we are referring here, and that we will multiply with what? Price and time will be multiplied with the alpha. Okay, price and time will be multiplied with the alpha. Okay, so alpha will be there. Now say suppose alpha will be like we will add them with our EMA. Okay, now it is not just a formulated EMA, it just in the formula we are mentioning as a EMA, but it is nothing but a moving average, a simple moving average. Okay, which is referring as a T minus 1. Okay, now T minus 1, it is just simple T minus 1, in the sense what happens, you just have a list, okay, where the prices will be accumulated only 14 period, and the last of the things which we are referring as a T minus 1. Okay, so EMA of T minus 1 will be like calculated first. Okay, so this we got at first, and after whatever the prices are will be there, we will check it. So here if the prices will be there, we will check with the EMA T of minus 1. So that's it. So it is just referring the previous one. So EMA T of minus 1 just multiplied with what is one more, that smoothing factor which we are considering, that is 1 minus alpha. Okay, so that's it. This is our formula. Okay, now one more thing which we are doing, say in this case what happens, our alpha will be there. So what is our alpha formula? It is alpha equals, okay, 2. So you can refer whatever you want, but 2 is a default considerations, so just smoothing factor. Okay, it will be 2 by n plus 1. Okay, n plus 1 in the sense, n means period. Okay, so it is just period, whatever you refer the window, period, span. Okay, so this is it's need to be considered. Okay, so 2 by n plus 1, it is referred as a period. Okay, so now if this thing is done, okay, so we are done with our formula, and now this need to be converted in our code. Okay, so especially now what happens, say suppose if we go with our code, we got some two list, I mean especially the website URL in which I say the Investopedia about exponential moving average is best. Okay, so it just gave me the inside values. Okay, and it is very much simplified, and especially this exponential moving average, if you try to search in pandas, it won't be available. Okay, especially you can call from the TA and talib, but it has a special function which is as pd.ewm. If you just say ewm, okay, it perfectly gives the required stuff. Okay, now what happens, if you refer in pandas TA talib, there is a lists are there. So in overlap studies we get this stuff as this exponential moving average. So now if we are we are considering this MACD, which is like moving average convergence divergence. So if you know about exponential moving average, it is very much simple to plot the MACD, okay, which we will see in the next video. But as of right now, we will just go with, so as of two factors which I am talking about. So it just give the importance to recent price data, okay. So now this formula, what happens, this formula will comes as you can see, believe like 0.15 or something like that, okay. So after this consideration of a period, okay, 1 minus alpha or something, it gets around 0.85 or something, okay. Now the value will be like whatever the alpha will be there, okay, it lies between like greater than 0 and nearby value of 1, okay. See, it is just if it is nearby value 1 means it is giving the trend of the price, it is giving the importance, okay. So it is as important as possible, okay. So it is required to be considered in this from 0 to 1, okay. So alpha will be like in this way, and 1 minus alpha will be in this way, okay. While coding I'll show this to you. So as of right now, just try to understand what I'm talking about. Now if we say formula, so simple as that, simple moving average is there, okay. So you just go with it, and weighted moving average, so weighted multiplier, so multiplier or alpha, so whatever you say. So it's just simple exponential moving average is of contain of this price. So instead of this like price of t which we have considered, instead of like k which we have considered alpha, okay. So same formula which you can utilize, so you can check this out, okay. This Investopedia website URL, okay, go for it. So especially you can do some references. Now we are done with these things, okay. So explanation is already done, that is best, and even the conversion is also shown here, how the conversion is done. So I believe this will be the best. Now what happens, our factor, each and everything is done, okay. So now one more thing which you need to understand, there, suppose if you are going with the plot, okay. So if it is a we try to find it as square feet, okay. So what happens, if any of the you just have to consider length into width, okay. So whatever it is, 3 into 4, so 12 square feet will be there like that, okay. Now say suppose if you are considering as you can see, whatever I plotted, it is not a perfect square, okay. Somewhat little bit here and there will be there, which comes in a polygon, okay. Now it is not perfect, but we are trying to take an average, okay. See, the prices were trying to move here, okay, whichever it is there, okay. Just consideration on average, the prices are really different from that one, okay. It is exact, okay. So the plot which we see as a square foot will be exact, but what happens, it will be somewhat the land area, when you measure it will somewhat differences will be there. So perfect, what you require, a polygon formula, okay. But still we try to consider as in try to reach this square feet in a simple value. So what will we do, say 1 2 will be there, okay, and 3 4 will be there, okay. So like that area will be there, otherwise it can be same. So what happens, if it is same, we are not bothered, okay. If it is 3 3, we need not worry about. So if it is different, the length of this one and this one, it is different. So what we say, 1 plus 2, okay, and we will divide by 2. So whatever we get the average, okay, that will be our the factor which needs to be multiplied with 3 or 3 plus whatever it is there, then we will multiply, and that how we will get the area, okay. That is how we will get the area, okay. So this is the same thing which we are utilizing, okay. Especially we are considering this in our formula, okay. And I will code the formula for each and everything. So we'll like we are ready with our data, so let's code this stuff. So now what happens, our define module we will try to get, okay. we'll say as an EMA. Okay, and what needs to be given here? Price and period. Okay, window. That's it. And the next we will take it EMA. Okay, because we are giving in a list at earlier stage only, because we need to append the simple moving average. Okay, now next what happens, we just have to give a smoothing factor, okay, a weighted multiplier, okay, which will be a simple and alpha we can say. Okay, so for alpha, what it is, alpha equals 2 by n plus 1. Now n plus 1 will be like, period of plus 1. Okay, that's it. So simple as that. Okay, so this is our alpha formula. Okay, so say suppose what happens, this comes in a percentage wise. Okay, so if I am referring as a 0.85 or 0.15, I have already done a video related to metrics. Okay, so what happens, it is like especially like kg, meter or something, whichever it is there. So we will try to at this try to get whatever things we are looking for. Okay, so if we need to evaluate, I think percentage is best. So that we are getting like we'll put some values, and if we'll try to multiply or something, we are means we are trying to normalize here. Okay, some value we are trying to normalize in the sense, what say suppose if you get any like heavy value 44,000 or something like that, multiply and divide by something, you will get an initial value or something like that. Okay, like whatever the values you get, so especially it will be initial, then we try to add on. Okay, so like that. Okay, so it's the same thing which we are doing. So how we calculate the percentage and what we get, it's what we are doing here. Okay, so we are just normalizing. Okay, so if we are normalizing, we are like we will take this stuff, and 1 minus like alpha, we'll do it later. Now one more thing which we need to do is need to append this value. So what we are in append, what happens, moving average we are considering it. So what we are doing, the prices in data frame, which I'll just give it to that one. Now what happens, it will start with and end with the period. So whatever the values are there, so suppose if I consider as a 9, okay, as you see in the chart, so suppose if it is 9 is there, so what I'm gonna take that value. Okay, so that is what should be there. Now it is done, then divided by the period, means length. So period definitely I will gonna give. Okay, so that's need to be considered. And if you are not like considering period or prices or something, you just give it price. I mean, especially if you're not considering period, just give the price of first value. That's it. In an array, whatever the value of the first, you can give it. But I think we definitely gonna give the prices and period. For that's the reason, just append them. Okay, it is as simple as that. Okay, because this is the important factor. If you're not giving, it is dumb to say that you will get the value. Okay, so just do this stuff. Now if you are appending it and alpha is done, now we'll put the formula. Okay, so we are like if price and prices of what, I mean we are considering after the period. Okay, means like if 9, after 9 whatever the values are there, it's tried to append and give the thing which is required in our formula. Now we have EMA underscore previous need to be referred, which will be of what, EMA of -1. Okay, so array in which I've already shown to you. Okay, now what happens, we'll get a new EMA. A new EMA contains what? It contains a price, which is price in prices of period. So one by one which you are getting, we will get the price, and price get multiplied with what? Alpha, and then it get plus with our EMA of previous. Okay, and it should be like 1 minus alpha. That's it, done. Okay, so it is best. Now what we are doing, we are just appending this EMA. Okay, so we already have values and we are appending them with the new EMA. Okay, so after 9, 14, 15, whatever it is there, we are appending it. Okay, and just after this what happens, we just return the EMA. Okay, so that's it. Then I think we are not missing anything here. Okay, our formula is done. I'm appending it. Okay, so perfect. Now if I call the EMA with my prices and all, it will definitely gonna give me the values. Okay, so let's print this stuff, and we will put this in a data frame. Data frame. Now what happens? Data frame of what? I mean the df of close. Okay, and one more thing which we are referring, that is period. So we can say period as of 9. Okay, and for the define module which we are considering as an EMA, so we have to give in that EMA. Okay, and we are good to go. So I think EMA here we close it, and okay, so it's done. Okay, so shall be printed. If we have not mistaken, we get our values. Okay, so I think something is wrong here. So price and prices of period. Here, see, it should be like, sum and then divided by period. We'll check one by one. Okay, so first of all, we'll get the data frame. So definitely I think we are getting the values, the data frame, and if I see the close is definitely is there. Okay, if I say the EMA, instead of putting this in a data frame, I simply see this df of close of 9. Now EMA is there. EMA I am appending here. The prices, sum of prices of period. So whatever started here should end here. And if, okay, so it's not if, it's for. Now I think if I should put in a data frame, it will give the value. So it was just a stupid mistake, so ignore. Now we are able to do this. So 1 2 3 should be there, right? Okay, so as you can see, we are getting the values. Okay, so it's 52,313. Okay, so same thing if we check through our chart. Okay, as it is exact 52313. Okay, it is ending nearby this value. Okay, so if we just somewhat pinch it here, so we got the values. So perfect. Okay, so that is how you should try to code. Okay, especially I must say, you can consider the benchmark. You just compare it. If it is the best, then go for it. Okay, so first of all is, suppose if you are getting through the technical indicator, maybe if you are trading and you just put exponential moving average or just put in moving average, okay, it won't help much. But if you just understand the formula, it's working. Okay, you will be able to understand the overall view, what exactly it's moving, how much the importance it can give. Now if I talk about simple moving average, it's just an average. Okay, nothing but here somewhat it is tracking the price and it is nearby. Okay, so I believe instead of SMA, EMA will be the best. So that's what you can consider, and somewhat EMA also will be the best. So you can put 2 or 3 EMS or like that. If you want to track the price, you just put it 1 or 2 these things and can be done. Okay, so if swing trade or as per investment, okay, exponential moving average is considered. Okay, so whatever your trading style is there, especially you definitely gonna utilize this indicator. So I must say you do that stuff, especially for our in the other indicators or overlap studies. We definitely gonna utilize this stuff. Okay, the main thing what happens, the formula which is already there, okay, and you know that we refer them as a lagging indicator. Okay, especially like what I say, it is like, you know, try to calculate an overall. Okay, suppose what we are getting in maybe we can't, like, you know, we won't know about the formula of the polygon, but we know the average. Okay, so we will try to reach at a destination. Okay, so somewhat we rate, and if we take it the polygon formula, we'll get the exact picture what we are looking for. Okay, so polygon in the sense our prices, and the average we are considering, we are just putting a formula, so we're trying to reach a value. Okay, so that is also important most of the time. Okay, if we try to get in details, so that is also best. Okay, so this is the way which need to be considered. Okay, so 52313, and same thing if we try to put through, like, you know, as we taking about the pandas TA, so I just give it same thing, and referring with TA, it is very much simple. So we say TA.ema, and we give our price, which you just have to give the close price, and in the end you just have to give a period. Okay, now we say period equals whatever, period equals, you just have to give 9. Okay, just print it the same way, you will get this stuff. Okay, so I think you got it. Now you can see the similarities, the benchmark. So 52313, 52313. Okay, so perfect. Okay, so I believe just you know, try to see this stuff. Okay, try to code by yourself, try to understand. It will help more better. Okay, that will do the wonders. Okay, so especially this is how you can track down, and means is, suppose if you want to like, you know, understand the formula of this one. Okay, try to see what things are there. Okay, so if we just print it, it will try to give some point this stuff. Okay, so we'll take it out, and I'll show some of the values here only, and we'll see the 1 minus alpha as well. So we'll, like, you know, print two things. First we will print you know, alpha, and then second we will print the 1 minus alpha. Okay, so let's see this also. Okay, so as you can see, it is 0.2 and 0.8. Okay, so that's what the values which we are looking for. Okay, so it was just at initially it was just 0.2, now this 0.8. So it's especially as I talked about 0 to 1. Okay, so it's a nearby 1, as you can see in a percentage wise. So I believe it's just smoothing out the process. Okay, so means especially if it is like 0.2 or something like that, it's specially considered for the historical data. The more I would try to consider the point, especially for the intraday data. Okay, so try to track this stuff. Okay, try to utilize in your trading style. Okay, thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe. If you have any doubt regarding this video, please do comment below. If you have any other queries or requirements, please do contact me direct by WhatsApp. Thank you.